Have you ever met someone so unique and so unusual you just can't look away? Our planet is packed with the peculiar, the exceptional, and the downright unreal, and no matter how much you think you've seen, there's always something stranger and weirder waiting to catch you off guard. From a man who's gone decades without touching water to another who consumed an entire airplane, these are 15 of the most bizarre people ever to set foot on this holy planet. Number 15. Felicity Cadleck. Felicity made headlines back in 2018 when she married Kelly Rossi, which is basically a zombie doll she'd owned since age 13. The ceremony, held in Tiverton, Rhode Island, cost $500 and included a dress for Felicity and a custom tuxedo for Kelly. Their connection wasn't sudden. Felicity had formed an emotional bond with the doll years earlier. She credits Kelly with helping her cope after her father's death in 2017, saying the doll provided comfort and companionship during her darkest moments. Critics called the marriage disturbing, and it was, with many accusing her of seeking attention. Felicity, however, insisted the relationship was sincere and pure. To her, Kelly is more than a creepy toy. She's a partner, a source of emotional support, and a symbol of resilience. While society struggles to accept unconventional love tales, Felicity remained firm in her choice. Her story raised difficult questions about grief, mental health, and the boundaries of what constitutes real connection. For Felicity, it wasn't bizarre. It was healing. Number 14. Michelle Lotito. Michelle became globally known for doing something few would even consider: eating objects that aren't food. Performing under the name Monsieur Mange Tout, or Mr. Eat All, he astonished crowds by swallowing glass, rubber, and metal. Guinness World Records called it the world's most bizarre diet, estimating he consumed around 9 tons of material. His obsession went so far that he even ate the brass Guinness plaque given to him. His most iconic stunt was eating a full Cessna 150 aircraft. From 1978 to 1980, Lotito dismantled the plane, chopped it into tiny parts, and ate them piece by piece. He used mineral oil and gallons of water to wash it all down. Doctors said he had pica, but his body was uniquely adapted. He had thick stomach and intestinal linings, and extremely strong acids. He also ate bicycles, shopping carts, chandeliers, a TV, a pair of skis, even a coffin. He died naturally in 2007 at age 57 in Grenoble, France. Number 13. Yagya Bahadur Katwal. Yagya is a school bus driver from Nepal and unexpectedly rose to local fame for an extremely rare physical ability: his remarkably long tongue. The attention began after a friend uploaded a video of Yagya performing a shocking feat, licking his own forehead. This jaw-dropping stunt went viral, especially among children, who found him both fascinating and slightly terrifying. While the students he drove were often amused, some admitted to being uneasy around him. Adults, too, reacted strongly. Some even fainted when witnessing his demonstration. The stunt attracted the attention of school officials, who warned him against performing tongue tricks in front of students. Yagya didn't seek fame or profit. His motivation is simple: earning a spot in the Guinness World Records. His ability may seem bizarre, but for him, it's become a personal pursuit. He still drives his school bus daily, capturing imaginations along the way. His dream? To one day be officially recognized for the rare skill that made him unforgettable and wealthy. Number 12. Deepak Paswan. Deepak Paswan was once nicknamed Octoboy by the media and by not-so-good people. He was born with a rare congenital condition known as parasitic twin syndrome. At birth, he had 8 limbs, the remains of an undeveloped twin attached to his torso. For most of his childhood, Deepak endured physical pain and intense social stigma. Some believed he was a reincarnated deity, while others, driven by superstition, called him a cursed child. The hostility escalated to violence. Deepak was once stoned in public due to fear and misunderstanding surrounding his appearance. In 2010, His family turned to Fortis Hospital in Bangalore, India, where he underwent a complicated surgery to remove the extra limbs. The operation was a success and received national attention, as the family's plea for financial help led to public donations. Deepak recovered well, overcoming not just medical odds but also social barriers. Today, he lives free from the physical burden and isolation he once endured, embodying resilience and the life-changing power of modern medicine and collective compassion. Number 11. Isaac Johnson. Isaac Johnson from Minnesota has a talent no one can ignore. He can open his mouth wider than anyone else on the planet. Think baseball wide. Even a brick fits between his teeth. His jaw stretches more than 4 inches, making it the widest ever recorded. What began as a silly trick among friends became a global sensation. Isaac earned a spot in the Guinness World Records for the world's widest mouth. And he didn't just break the record, he defended it multiple times. His one-of-a-kind skill brought him on major shows like Jimmy Kimmel Live, where crowds watched in disbelief as he pulled off jaw-dropping stunts with ease. From biting into massive burgers to fitting in oversized props, Isaac's rare ability turned into something unforgettable. But it wasn't just about the record. Isaac proved that being different can lead to something great. That your quirks, no matter how strange, can become your strength when you embrace them. Number 10. Sadhu Amar Bharati. Sadhu Amar Bharati was a former Indian clerk, but then Guy gave up his job and family life in 1973 to become a sadhu, a holy man devoted to Lord Shiva. As a sign of his spiritual vow, he raised his right arm into the air and never lowered it again. At first, the pain was unbearable. His muscles shrank, his nails curled, and his shoulder eventually froze in place. But Amar remained resolute. He claimed the act was not just devotion, it was a call for peace, a protest against violence and materialism. Over time, he became a spiritual figure in India, known for both his discipline and his symbolism. His raised hand stands not just for prayer, but for unity and renunciation. Decades later, Amar Bharati still hasn't lowered it. The arm is now atrophied and locked, yet the gesture remains unbroken. His act, though extreme, serves as a reminder of what unwavering conviction can look like when lived without compromise. But is it really real? Number 9. Yu Zhenhuan. Yu Zhenhuan became a household name in China as the nation's hairiest man, a title he never sought but couldn't avoid. He has a rare genetic condition called congenital generalized hypertrichosis, which causes dense hair to grow across almost his entire body. In 2002, Guinness World Records reported that roughly 96% of his body was covered in hair. Later, a Mexican family was recorded with 98% coverage, but Yu remains China's most recognized case. The condition isn't just cosmetic, it brings real challenges. As a child, hair grew deep inside his ear canals, and by his 20s, the buildup blocked drainage and threatened his hearing. Surgeons in Shanghai cleared the canals, and he later used laser removal around his nose and ears. But since there's no cure, the hair always returns. Despite discomfort, Yu never hid away. He starred in a children's film, performed rock music, and pushed back against insults like caveman, insisting people see the person behind the condition. All right now, let's move to Number 8. Jasprit Singh Kalra. Jasprit Singh Kalra, a contortionist from Punjab, India, has gained national attention for his extraordinary body flexibility. He's able to rotate his torso 180 degrees, bend his knees behind his shoulders, and twist his upper body until his face points backward, all without pain. Kalra first began experimenting with flexibility at a young age. Inspired by a famous American contortionist, he now considers his idol. In his 20s, Jasprit has already established himself as one of the most flexible performers in India. He aims not just for fame, but to break global records in the field. Known as Rubber Man in local circuits, he performs across schools, festivals, and media shows. His skills aren't just about performance. They're about pushing the boundaries of what the human body can physically achieve. Kalra's discipline, combined with his drive to surpass even the best in the world, shows that extreme talent can come from anywhere, and often begins with childhood curiosity and pure persistence. Number 7. Mehran Karimi Nasseri. Mehran Karimi Nasseri, an Iranian refugee, spent nearly 2 decades living inside Terminal 1 of Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport. Back in 1988, he arrived with lost or disputed immigration documents and was denied entry into France, but also couldn't be deported. Caught in legal limbo, he made the airport his home. He slept on benches, washed in airport bathrooms, and survived on donated meals and help from airport staff. Nasseri's story eventually drew international attention, inspiring documentaries and even the Spielberg film The Terminal. Over the years, he became a quiet figure in the airport's bustling chaos, his suitcase, books, and red bench forming a makeshift life. Despite offers of residency from other countries, he refused to leave, insisting on reclaiming his original identity. He lived in the terminal for 18 years until 2006, when he was hospitalized. Nasseri returned to airport life in 2022, but died away that November. Number 6. Amu Haji. Amu Haji was known around the world as the dirtiest man alive, a label he never asked for, but lived with because of how he chose to exist. For over 50 years, he refused to bathe, convinced that using soap and water would make him sick. By the time he passed in October 2022 at 94, he hadn't washed in over half a century. He died in Dezhga, a village in Iran's Fars province, shortly after locals persuaded him to finally bathe. Amu Haji wasn't his birth name. It's a casual Persian term meaning Uncle Haji. He lived on the outskirts of the village, often sleeping in a shallow ditch he dug himself. Locals said emotional trauma in his youth caused him to avoid bathing. He ate roadkill, smoked dried animal waste, and used fire to cut his hair. Despite his lifestyle, villagers brought him food and care. After one final bath, Haji passed, leaving behind a life the world never forgot. What do you think about him? Let us know. Number 5. Jackson Booley. Jackson Boole's life story is a testament to perseverance and courage against harrowing odds. He was born with anencephaly, a rare and critical birth defect in which a baby's skull fails to fully develop, leaving significant portions of the brain exposed or absent. Most infants born with this condition pass away shortly after birth, but Jackson wasn't like most. Despite his diagnosis, he fought fiercely from day one, displaying an astonishing level of resilience. He exceeded medical expectations not only by surviving, but also by learning motor control and expressing feelings through facial movements. Jackson's case challenged long-held medical assumptions about survival and development. Each moment of progress he achieved was a quiet victory over a condition considered incompatible with life. His ability to smile, respond, and even connect emotionally made him a symbol of defiance against hopeless odds. Jackson's story remains an unforgettable example of just how far love, care, and determination can reach. Now let's move to Number 4. Valeria Lukyanova. Valeria is recognized globally as the human Barbie, a nickname she earned by cultivating a look so distinct it barely seems real. She has flawless skin, sharply defined features, oversized contact lenses, and a body shape that's kept social media buzzing for years. She claims breast implants are her only surgery. She denies common speculation like rib removal and attributes her figure to strict dieting, daily exercise, corset use, and expert makeup. Her rise began long before social media blew up her photos. In 2007, she won Miss Diamond Crown of the World, a small international beauty contest with 300 contestants that permitted plastic surgery. The win brought her TV appearances and magazine features across Russian-language media. Her fame grew with widespread speculation about her body measurements, often reported as an 18-inch waist and 34-inch bust and hips. Though unverified, these numbers kept blogs buzzing. Valeria also introduced a spiritual persona, Amatue, and discussed astral travel and alien origins. Number 3. Fu Wengui. Fu Wengui's condition was far from ordinary. While some people are born with long limbs or extra digits, his most noticeable trait was an unusually long neck. Most people have 7 cervical vertebrae, but Fu had 10. This made his neck not only longer than average, but structurally problematic. The extra vertebrae caused chronic pain and limited his movement. He became the subject of constant ridicule. Strangers stared. Some mockingly compared him to a giraffe. For Fu, it wasn't just uncomfortable, it was humiliating. But things eventually took a positive turn. Doctors offered him the chance to undergo surgery that could alleviate his pain and correct the condition. With support from his family, he accepted. The operation was delicate and complicated, but it succeeded in giving him relief. What once set him apart as a spectacle slowly became something he could leave behind. Fu never asked for attention, but his quiet perseverance turned him into someone stronger than the jokes ever made him seem. Number 2. Mandy Sellers. Almost all of Mandy Sellers' body weight is carried below the waist. From birth, her legs and feet grew disproportionately large and never stopped. By age 33, ABC News reported she weighed 285 pounds, with only 70 to 80 pounds above the waist. Her right foot reached 16 inches long and 7 inches wide. Her left foot, a club foot, was 11 inches and curved backward. Doctors initially thought she had Proteus syndrome, a condition with only about 120 cases worldwide, but her symptoms never quite fit. Genetic testing at Cambridge later identified a mosaic PIK3CA mutation, now tied to PROS, PIK3CA-related overgrowth spectrum. Certain cells in her body are locked in growth mode, causing tissue and fat to keep expanding. Infections and blood clots forced doctors to amputate her left leg in 2010. The remaining leg resumed growing within 2 years. Despite setbacks, she lives independently and launched a UK charity to support others with PROS. Her story continues to guide new treatments. Number 1. Bogdan, the Magnet Boy. Bogdan isn't your average kid. Some even nicknamed him the Magnetic Boy. And once you see what he can do, it's hard to disagree. Without any tricks or tape, he makes metal objects cling to his body. Spoons, forks, coins. If it's metal, it sticks. But that's not even the strangest part. Glass, plastic, and random objects also stay attached. That's when people really started paying attention. Was it just sticky skin, or something more? Scientists scratch their heads. Some say it's his body's temperature or surface tension. Others argue it's just natural oils. But none of those theories truly explain how objects stay on while he moves around. No adhesives, no magnets, just Bogdan being Bogdan. While skeptics keep asking questions, one thing's certain. What he does is real, and no one else has replicated it the same way. Whether it's a biological anomaly or something science hasn't figured out yet, Bogdan's stickiness remains one of the oddest mysteries out there. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you very soon.